question moving forward, so I took over from Chad. Does everyone need to see the Blue Lake committee meeting minutes? Is that the best way to report out? I don't think Chad ever provided them before. Is that the easiest? It's not officially a town committee, it's a joint tri-committee.
This is a great way for you to summarize the report, if anybody has any questions,
Yeah.
then we just move on.
Okay,
I liked seeing that in the packet,
Yeah.
so.
So nothing to add on that?
that next meeting is this Wednesday, and, that is understanding that there are, the DNR is studying the board issue, and just waiting for that.
Okay, Lakeview Management District report.
I submitted my report to the board, your recommendations.
Anyone have any questions? Two pages.
I do want to add that since then our winter newsletter has gone up. January 21st meeting, next Tuesday, 5:30. Meeting, discussion.
All right, thank you very much. Recycling committee report, John?
No report tonight.
Okay, library report?
Yes, I do have a brief library report. The end of December 2024. Number one, the board conducted general library business, including the library's annual personal computers purchase. Number two, the summer program scheduling and a discussion of investment returns and options. The second major category was the February 2025 board meeting will be moved to February 12th, 2025 to accommodate the library director and available trustees to attend Library Legislative Day in Madison on 11 February 2025, and that happens to be their usual meeting day. So that is the library report.
Thank you. And also Christina. All right, planning commission reports, Supervisor Johnson.
Planning Commission convened December 18th, with one rezone request. It unanimously passed, going from B3 to R1, both double D's properties, so. Motion to accept the Planning Commission's recommendation and approve the rezone request from B3 to R1 for parcel PA 181800001 at W1602 and W1606 County Road J. McWanago, Chris Trebetowski.
For the reasons,
Well, for the reasons stated in the Planning Commission's resolution for approval.
we have a second.
Second.
Mark, Church, second. Discussion.
Yeah,
Good.
why are we getting rid of a business? That's the only thing I have to say, why are we getting rid of a business?
Nobody's bought it, what a business man.
Well, driven by the expect shot down. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I do have a comment based on our session earlier this evening. We were advised that we have the minutes to review in order to vote on a rezone, and that is not the case.
I didn't necessarily refer to reviewing minutes to decide that, but it certainly would be helpful.
Do you recall? Yeah, that we said that the data should be there.
I think the resolution is the summary of the.
That's what I spoke about, reasons and resolution, but this doesn't seem to be as detailed as some of the other ones that I've seen.
This is quite simple in terms of some better.
But evidence presented is gonna vary from meeting to meeting too, so maybe this is all that came before the planning commission? I don't know, I guess I could refer to
Yes.
He wasn't there.
He's also working with the Lakeview Management District on, leasing, questions, that were brought up at the meeting. I tend to agree with the planning commission's, recommendation, although it is unfortunate that we are losing a B3 property. I hope in the future we're more open to B3 properties around Lake Beulah, more open-minded as board, but I do ultimately believe that it is the best, solution moving forward for this particular parcel. And they are working with the Lake, Chris is working with the Lakeview Management District on a resolution for the lease, so.
Yeah, the town board doesn't dictate, proper use, we respond to requests. I think we have a little information that we need, so I'm calling for the vote.
Well, can I quick ask?
Yeah.
So, is this then what gets forwarded to the county zoning commission?
Yes.
Yes. So, I just, as I was reading this one, and maybe it hasn't been like this in the past, like, the property address is nowhere until all the way down at the bottom where it says now therefore be it resolved. So as I was reading the data, and I hadn't reviewed the meeting in its entirety, understanding what I was reading at the time, I had to skip down to the bottom. Just read.
It's one page, so, that's the first thing I look for, where the address, and that tells me what it is.
Yeah,
It could be added up there. but-
resolution approval.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think on some other ones it may have, but it's a resolution, so it doesn't matter if you have it up or not or not. I was looking at a couple other ones.
It's a stylistic change, if you wanna have her add that to the top, she could. And if, like I suggested, if you feel that you need more information or want time to look at that meeting to see what the evidence was, you can always table it.
We have a motion on the floor, to approve this, to accept the plan commission recommendations, we have to do that first regardless. So, I'll make the motion. Oh, we are on the floor. Discussion is done, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed,
I'll abstain,
abstained.
I haven't read, I didn't get to review the whole thing.
Okay. All right, moving on. Unfinished business. Discussion and possible action regarding issuing a city plan permit to Eric Jones. Eric,
He's not, he's got a,
you were here with our.
yeah, he's got a conflicting meeting in Elko.
Okay. All right, we've had, public input on this, one meeting for sure, not two, we had a public hearing for, and really it's up to us now to have a discussion on it, and take a vote. Okay, we did not have any more.
Yeah, I thought you had asked that we follow up with the DNR to see if they have an opinion.
You would call them up and,
And, I'm sorry, Supervisor Leonard had his hand up, so I don't know.
okay, well, finish.
So, I did make contact with two people at the DNR that, the first contact referred me to, the second contact. I spoke with the second contact Friday afternoon, but he referred me to the DNR's invasive species person. And I have not contacted that person yet.
Would that make any difference to, issuing a permit in your view?
I don't know, because I came in at the tail end of the public hearing, so I'm not even sure what the evidence was.
Well, that was in the minutes too. Okay. Joel, you had a comment?
I have a question.
Type.
Question. We were also supposed to get information on why they stopped it to begin with. I haven't seen that information.
I'm not gonna find it.
We're not gonna find it.
There was a resident who said she had.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned it.
I tried and it ran into no information there.
Okay.
And I talked
heard
to,
other rumors and that wasn't taking us anywhere either,
yeah,
okay?
I talked to Jim Sturgis and he thought it predated him. That would be, what, 40 years ago?
1970 something.
It's 50 years. at least 50 years ago, at least at this young, very, very old.
I had was a lot.
Yeah, and I don't think, again, that would be an issue that would, lead to our discussion and decision today, because we had the police station, we had the public hearing, we all know what they look like, so what's the question? Go ahead.
In the minutes from the public hearing, Attorney Downs asked the applicant to adjust his request for a trial basis from April first to May fifteenth and the weekends. Has that been completed or received?
I don't know if, I have not seen anything, but
I have not had any correspondence with him adjusting his request at all.
Those are the dates that you're talking about.
And no weekends, but for the board's consideration when voting on the issue. That's what it says in the minutes.
And
But just because I suggested it doesn't mean he has to. But I haven't seen a change.
All right,
But the permit is complete.
the
permit request hasn't even been filled out.
because it's a special, one would have to be written.
There is no form for this special permit because I don't think it's ever been requested before.
So anyway, again,
I make a motion that we, how do I say it? I make a motion that we issue a seaplane permit to Eric Jones.
With restrictions we spoke about last meeting.
with what restrictions?
Well, that's what we have to talk about, right? With
Well, you can't make a
restrictions, a
motion.
special permit for Eric Jones
You need to
seaplane.
define your restrictions in your motion.
Or adopt the self-imposed restrictions that he had in his, request. I'm assuming there was some discussion during the public.
I rescind my motion, I don't wanna, go with what he's requesting.
Oh,
all right, again, we got 2 ways to go here. My view on this is discussion. To me, this is so easy.
Need a motion then.
No, and then there's a motion, you have to do discussion. So I'm looking at this and saying, if we were to approve this, how do we say no to any other, subsequent application? We couldn't. If we say yes to this one, we, again, except for the Sue. How do you say no to the next person? Okay, that's one.
You don't.
Number 2, there is no insurance coverage on this from our insurance company currently. I don't know if we've got a number from them, if we were to add this, and I know there's some.
It's not covered.
It's not covered now, we know that. And then the last thing is, again, looking at this request, how does this help Tom use Troy? Okay, so that's why I wanna act on this today, if we can. If the board wants to table it, or approve it, or whatever, that's my part of the discussion, so everybody had a kick at this, I think Joe had something to say, but any more discussion?
if the board last month wanted input from the DNR, and we're not there yet, why wouldn't you table it?
Right.
To me, that's,
I'm there.
I'm
suggesting
that's, that's what the board has to decide, whether to act on this tonight. I think we should act on it tonight. If the board thinks we should table it to next month to get that additional information, we can do that, But, I'm not hearing a consensus here anymore. So, I'm gonna make a motion here, and then we're gonna have another one, and then we're gonna probably have 3 motions here. So, I'll make a motion, to deny the request for a seaplane permit to Eric Jones, specifically in Lake Beulah.
Doesn't it have to
Be
be
a
a positive
positive
motion?
Didn't they say that?
You said deny.
Deny, okay, you're right, you're absolutely right.
That's why I tried to do it.
Gotta follow the rules, Joe.
You're right. Alright, so my motion is, okay, discussion is done to approve that seaplane permit to Eric Jones. Okay, do we have a second?
Second, I'll second.
You'll second. Okay. Any further discussion before we vote? Okay, so positive motion.
I kinda wanna put in there, I think this is an opportunity to give the guy at least a trial run to May. let him do a landing, give him the golden opportunity to at least, like, try it, and we can impose restrictions also. We can say Monday through Thursday, can't be out on Friday and Saturday, you can't do any of that. I know these people, that fly these planes go through rigorous training. So, he came here and did his due diligence with us, I think the least we can do is let him, give everyone a chance to see him land this thing safely and present that to us.
I'll go back to my three comments. How do you say no to the septic tank? There's no insurance coverage and we don't know what that costs. How does it help the town of East Troy? How does that help the entire?
Joe, may I be recognized? The information that I have received from the two contacts at the DNR is that, the decontamination requirements of NR 40 would have to be complied with. And second, on the busier lakes where boaters are already with their head on a swivel, making sure that they're being safe, it might just add a bigger burden if you have to consider what might be coming in from the air as well.
I'm gonna vote no. I can say that if I say yes to one person, I would have no way of saying no to another person without being, partial to one other. Also, people who, using the lake would not know whether a plane is taking off or landing. I don't think Lake Beulah is big enough. And Mr. Jones stated at the public hearing that his plane could land on water or land. So if his plane can land on the land, he could easily go to the airport that has a controlled space for landing, which would be safe for all. And we would not have to worry about landing and taking off on the lake.
And the airport, talk about it's like 2 miles, maybe 2.5 miles.
Are we quasi judicial where we have to do a reason?
Yeah.
So during my vote or no?
When the vote is, the yes or no vote during that.
We'll do a roll call, you can make a comment. So I'll start it. The motion on the floor is to approve that seaplane permit, okay? So I'm voting no.
No restrictions?
Right.
I'm voting no, so I don't have to listen to restrictions. And the reason I'm saying no is, how do we still say no to other applicants, okay? No insurance coverage, how does it help the town of East Troy? And also, the layout of the lake, and due to the multiple users out there, this is not the lake to do it. So I'm voting to the approval, I'm voting no.
Church, no. I said that you can't say yes to one person and then say no to others. And this lake is not isolated. It is not like a Alaska or a Canada lake. How would you, the people on the lake that are already using it would have no idea whether a plane was landing or taking off. I don't wanna add that risk. And Mr. Jones stated at a public hearing that he could land his plane on water or land. So if the plane can land on the land, he could easily land at the airport that has a controlled landing space. It is very near to East Shore where he is apparently going. And so the airport has a controlled space and that's where he should land.
Leonard, no. I am concerned about the safety of the other boaters on the lake. I do think the busyness of the lake does have that effect on which way they're taking off and landing. I don't feel comfortable with allowing this on Lake Beulah. I also, I'm worried about allowing more and more. If we allow one, then we're going to be handing out special permit after special permit for more. So Leonard, no.
I'm voting no, simply that there's no restrictions on this,
motion, and I don't feel we've completed our due diligence with the DNR and some of the restrictions that will be required.
I'm voting no, saying there's no restrictions on this motion. I would be open to restrictions on the motion, of a different motion, I would say yes, but no on this motion.
Alright. So the vote is 5-0 to not approve that seasonal permit. Alright, we'll move on. New business, protect the lake.
Technically, could we make a motion to put it on the next month if we have?
Yeah,
the rest of our
anybody
due
can-
diligence?
Anybody can put it on, you wanna put on.
You don't need a motion,
You
you
could
just.
just
do it.
Okay, next
Just let her
one.
know. Okay, protect the lake